Hello, we are moving on to Unit 6, Lesson 2. We're going to continue our work with equations. And I liked this first problem. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll be telling you to pause to try to think about it, how you would answer it. So we're given an equation, A plus B equals C. So these letters are representing numbers that we are not aware of, or we don't know what the numbers are at this point, but it's showing if I add two things together, I get a different answer. So they're wondering below between first with A, they want to know, could A equal 3, B equal 4, and C equal 5, and the equation be true? Or would that make the equation false? So I'd like you to pause, think about how you'd answer, and I'll get the work up for you. So if we think about this, and I actually wrote it out as the equation, 3 plus 4, we know does not equal 5, so this would be a false equation. They want you to come up with some here that what would be a true equation? What could I have A, B, and C be to make it true? And so an example one that I came up with was like 1, A is 1, B is 2, C would be 3, because 1 plus 2 does equal 3. The false ones, the sky's the limit. There's lots of options that would be true. The next one is a little bit different because it's not addition. They're saying if I take x times y, so if I multiply two numbers, I get z, whatever that number is going to be. So they want you to decide, could x be 3, y be 4, and z be 12, and make it true? I'd like you to think about that. Pause if you need to, because I'm going to put the work up. Hopefully you're deciding that that would be a true equation. 3 times 4 is 12. Remember, now we're using the dot for multiplication. Since we're using letters, x can be a letter that we use, and so we no longer use a multiplication symbol. We use a dot instead. Next on here, it's asking you to come up with another one that would be true, and then another one that would be false. So that would be something you could try to create to play around with that. I'm going to move on now to this one down here. So here are 3 situations, and then I have 6 equations underneath here. And they want to know which equation best represents each situation. So situation 1, after Elena ran 5 miles on Friday, she ran a total of 20 miles for the week. She ran X miles before Friday. They're trying to figure out what kind of situation that would be up here. I always recommend to students to give it a value. Let's think about it. So Elena ran 5 miles on Friday, and then she had a total of 20. So with this one, I can think about, if I have 5 and I'm going to get to 20, I already know what X should be. And X to me would be 15, because 5 miles plus 15 miles is how I would get a total of 20. So that means I need to do 5 plus the X to get to the 20. And so this first one here, her miles she ran before, the 5 she ran to get her total of 20, would go with number 1. Andre's school has 20 clubs, which is 5 times as many clubs as his cousin's school. His cousin's school has X clubs. So I had to think about this one in that he has 5 times as many as his cousin's school. So I'm going to pretend, okay, let's say my cousin has 5 clubs. 5 times as many would be 25. So that means I'm multiplying 5 times something. So that wasn't the right answer for this one because it wouldn't have gotten to 20. But 5 times as many as his cousin's school. So I need to take my 5 times however many, which is X, his cousin's school has, and should get a total of 20. So this equation here models number 2. Last one, Jada volunteers at the animal shelter. She divided 5 cups of cat food equally to feed 20 cats. Now I'm going to put a little bit of work up here to help explain this one. All right, I put an equation up over here. I'm just a heads up, I have 30 seconds, so that's why I'm going to talk fast here. I thought about taking 5 divided by 20. I have 5 cups, divided it by 20, and that tells me what each cat received. Now, there's no equation like that, so I had to think about how to undo this. And to undo division, I could multiply both sides by 20. This is kind of an advanced one. And so I could have 5 equals 20 times X for this last one.